Wojak and the 99% battery dilemma. The evening had arrived, bringing with it the familiar need for rest and quiet contemplation. For a certain individual, whom we shall call Sam. Yes, Sam. Tonight, Sam's mind was less about the fading light and more about a persistent, digital torment. Sam was, you see, a diligent caretaker of his devices. Especially his phone. It was his lifeline, his portal to information, his connection to the world. And like any responsible owner, he charged it every night. To 100%. Always 100%. It was a simple, unspoken rule of the digital universe. But lately, something had changed. Something insidious. He would plug in his phone at night, see the little charging indicator, and drift off to sleep with a sense of security. Yet, every morning, without fail, he'd wake up, glance at his phone, and the number would stare back at him. 99%. Not 100%. Never 100%. Always 99%. He'd tried everything. Different cables. Different outlets. Even different charging bricks. He'd gently jiggle the cable in the port. He'd unplug it, count to 3, and plug it back in with renewed determination. He'd leave it for an extra hour, convinced that last, elusive percentage point was just playing hard to get. But no. Every time, 99%. It was a phantom limb of power. A missing pixel in a perfect picture. A perpetual state of almost. Honestly, the sheer, existential dread induced by a single, missing percentage point. It's truly unnerving. It's like reaching the top of a mountain, only to find the last inch of the summit is floating just out of reach. Not my phone, of course. Sam's phone. My very power-conscious friend, Sam. He knew it sounded petty. He knew it sounded like the kind of minor, first-world problem that one should simply shrug off. He'd even tried to tell himself, it's just 1%, Sam. It makes no difference. Let it go. Embrace the 99% life. He tried to convince himself that it was a unique quirk, a sign of his phone's individuality. But the logical part of his brain, the part that handled things like paying bills and remembering appointments, couldn't shake it. This wasn't just a slightly crooked painting or a tiny smudge. This was a functional issue. A battery, at its core, was supposed to charge to 100%. 99% was a sign. A whisper that something was not quite right. Was it a failing battery? A faulty port? A slow decline into technological obsolescence? He pictured his phone, stuck in this purgatory of almost fullness. He imagined a crucial moment, a low battery warning flashing, and realizing that extra 1% might have made all the difference. This wasn't just aesthetic. This was potentially practical. He thought, is this acceptance? Is this finding peace in imperfection? Or is this just me, avoiding the very real possibility that my expensive device is slowly, irrevocably, failing? And the answer, of course, was the latter. It was avoidance. And a growing sense of unease. So, Sam, my very technologically aware friend, decided that while many things in life could be accepted with a shrug, this was not one of them. This wasn't a philosophical quirk. This was a diagnosis. He couldn't simply let it go when it came to the very thing he relied on daily. He knew what he had to do. It wouldn't be as simple as deleting a subscription or talking to a neighbor. It would involve research, troubleshooting, perhaps even a trip to a repair shop. It was inconvenient. It was a chore. But it was necessary. The 99% was a call to action, not a call to zen. He opened his laptop. He didn't start scrolling through social media or watching videos. He went straight to the search bar. Phone battery only charging to 99%, he typed, his fingers moving with newfound purpose. The results appeared. Forums. Tech articles. Potential solutions. This was a problem with a solution. And he was going to find it. And as Sam, my surprisingly pragmatic friend, drifted off to sleep that night, the nagging 99% finally faded from his mind. He didn't dream of perfectly charged batteries or technological miracles. He dreamed of quiet troubleshooting, and methodical problem-solving, and the blissful feeling of taking a concrete step towards fixing a genuine issue. So, if you ever find yourself facing a seemingly petty annoyance that, upon closer inspection, turns out to be a real problem in disguise, remember Sam. Remember that while some things are best left alone, others require action. And the greatest peace, and certainly the best path to sleep, comes not from ignoring the problem, but from deciding to face it head-on. Sleep now. And may your devices always charge to a full and satisfying 100%.